We've talked a lot about momentum stocks. How's this for momentum? Revenue up 30%, subscribership up exponentially. TiVo. Why has TiVo not had its iPhone moment? Well, guess what? Tom Rogers is the CEO of TiVo. We are going to be asking him about when both television and TiVo will have its so-called iPhone moment, because, of course, that's what we're really waiting for, the best way to watch television. TiVo has been terrific at making partners and moving up subscriptions, but the stock hasn't broken the $14 mark since October of last year. Is the company poised for a breakout, a possible takeover, or something completely different? CEO Tom Rogers with us live. So what company wouldn't love revenue growth of 30%? TiVo, which makes the digital video recorder that allows consumers to record and watch their favorite TV shows at their leisure, got it. And while everyone from Apple to Cisco is going after TiVo in the TV experience realm, are they making a difference? Has anyone eaten away at TV's and TiVo's market share in recent years? The stock's been trading in the $12 range for years, but what will it take to break out, and can it ever return to its highs? You know, back when TiVo was very popular, became a verb. Joining us now, Tom Rogers, TiVo CEO. Good to have you here.
Great to be back,
well, I don't know,
Liz.
it looks like you're kind of getting back some real energy in this company. Revenue's up 30%, subscriptions up, all kinds of deals with foreign entities like Spain's Ono and, of course, Virgin Media. What's going on?
Well, record financials, record EBITDA for the quarter, grew 50% in terms of subs for the year on the cable operator front. And I think people are beginning to understand how we're different from everybody else out there.
Why is it taking them so long?
Well, a lot of people thought that this was going to be the realm of Google and Apple to transform all the subscribers that the cable industry has out there. And it's pretty clear that that industry, at least for the time being, has not wanted those players in. And increasingly, we are being turned to. We have won more cable operator accounts than anybody else out there, and it's grown our sub base considerably.
I have TiVos. I have a basic DVR from Fios, and I've got Apple TV that somebody gave me. I don't understand what Apple TV is. It doesn't do anything, but it's little, it's tiny, it's small. My TiVo boxes are bigger. I'm just wondering, can you have that iPhone moment at TiVo? When will that happen where you can compress all the technology into a smaller, people like small and pretty. Can you do that? I know the Romeo's a lot smaller nowadays, and that is your newest product that you unveiled here.
Well, a lot going on in that question. We do have the TiVo Mini now, which is very small, use your word, cute, and it's something that lights up an entire household to give a whole home experience. But you made a great point. Television has not yet had its iPhone moment. That moment that says, aha, this is the thing that can do everything. In the case of the iPhone, it was email, it was music, it was a phone, it was your web browser.
Camera.
It did everything.
The whole thing.
And television doesn't have that. To your point, what's Apple TV? Well, Apple TV is what Amazon is, what Roku is, Amazon Fire, I should say. Devices that give you one slice of the television viewing experience. What we're after, and what no one else does, is give you the entirety of that viewing experience. It gives you all your traditional channels. It gives you video on demand, the TV everywhere, your web video, your streaming services like Netflix, all the pieces of the equation wrapped into one, the way people have gotten to understand music. Get all your music through one individual elegant player.
Well, then why is the stock not reflecting that narrative? Everyone thinks it's the coolest thing. It's better than anything. I've read the New York Times review. David Pogue called it like a Valentine's story. He loved the Romeo so much. 5 years ago, by the way, the stock is up 75% over the past 5 years. So on a stretched out basis, yeah, it's a better story, certainly. But why can't the stock harness that narrative?
Well, I think the investors have been looking, one, to see if we're really going to have the kind of distribution that they can get excited about. I think we've begun to post it. I think we'll post even more, and I think that is something investors will latch on to. A few years ago, we were losing about $100 million a year EBITDA-wise.
Now you're making.
Today, this year, we project to make about $100 million a year EBITDA-wise. Huge transformation there. The issue of TiVo being a one-horse one-trick pony with the DVR alone, your introduction or a digital video recorder. That's one piece of a much broader experience that I think people are now getting. So as we put all those pieces together and people see both the distribution and financial progress, I think the street will get it.
People were surprised when Amazon, who is a partner of yours, decided out of the blue, you know what, we're going to do content. And they found that very interesting. This is so out of left field, but it came to me, is there any way that TiVo would consider somehow doing its own content? Or is that just not what you guys are interested in doing?
That's really not our focus. We have two things that we do. We take everybody's content out there. The more the merrier, because the more content, the more chaos.
Netflix,
the more chaos,
everything.
Netflix, Amazon, YouTube, Spotify, music, television programming. The more chaos, the more there is to organize and put it together in an easy, simple form for the viewer, one. Two, we measure other people's content performance. Not only how many people watch it, how many people watch the commercials, and then how many people who watch the commercials actually buy a product. So our piece of the equation is in a world of next generation television, where television's finally catching up with the laptop, with the smartphone, with the tablet, and getting the kind of experience across it that people can say, wow, there's something going on here. We enable it and we measure it.
Right, you're the conduit. I get that. There's been so much as we finish up, so I don't have a lot of time, but a lot of consolidation, whether it's Time Warner and Comcast, or, you know, Charter was in. We know that Cox is interested in doing something. Cablevision's always out there, and some of the smaller MSOs. You were one of the original authors of the Cable Act of 1984. Is this good for the consumer, all of this consolidation?
Well, there's a huge policy question there. We think that there's going to continue to be consolidation, and as long as the consumer has more options and choice with respect to how it gets its television set, there's nothing necessarily about consolidation which the consumer has to fear, but we are concerned whether or not it takes away that choice. That's something we're in the midst of formulating our views on, and stay tuned. That's something that's a very, very important issue, television choice for consumers.
Tom, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Tom Rogers is the CEO of TiVo. We've got that closing bell ringing.